I had my breast implants for over 14 years. Got it when I was 30, and it ruptured 2 days ago. And just doing my little research and stuff like that. So there's some of the things that I didn't know. I thought maybe just seeing a doctor, getting it cheap, blah 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 blah. So this is just my little journey. What I found that, okay, was it worth it, me getting my breast implants? And I'm gonna tell you, I don't regret having it, because if I never got it, I would probably don't know how to feel, and I would probably be envious of other women with boobs, right? But after a while, it's like everybody got a boob job. And then it's like it's not special anymore, and it doesn't look cool anymore. So at this time at 44, you change. You don't want a guy to just look at you and want you because you're sexy, because you got some boobies or whatever. I want someone to love me for different things, not because I'm sexy. So this is, the age range that you go through. So do I regret getting implants? I would say no. I do not regret it. Because even though you get it, I would share with you those happinesses within. It's really true. And it's so hard to find true happiness, right? But it's like, even though you got it, you're not the only one with it. And men are still going to look at other women with smaller boobs and bigger boobs. And with men, they are who they are. They're going to see someone with, other qualities, maybe have nice lips, oh wow, her eyes is beautiful, so it's not going to be, oh, because your body looks better and he's going to pick her over you or over the other person because their body parts better. There's going to be some men that loves women with big lips, or women with big beautiful eyes, or women with big butt, or women with boobies, okay? But just because they like it, it doesn't mean that that's the only way he's gonna love you. That's not true, because, you know, women, like the most beautiful looking one, it seemed like they probably have more problems finding men. Because even me right now, uh, I would say like average, right? Without makeup, I'm probably like a 5. With makeup, I'm like maybe a 8, right? And even with that, like you have different, there are things in your head and makes it difficult for you even to find a mate. So sometimes the more beautiful, it's even more difficult and more BS you have to put up with, and then the more unhappy you're gonna be. So yeah, so my implant ruptured, and I was thinking about getting a fat transfer. Then I was thinking about, removing it all the way. And I just want to tell you this. These are things that happened to me before my rupture. So I don't know if it already had a leak and it slowly leaked, because it was like 2 months ago. I wasn't sick, but all of a sudden, um I had this cough. I was coughing for a whole month, and my chest was hurting, and I did notice a couple chest pains, right? So I don't know if that was from the implants. I don't know. I can't tell you this because I had a history of me. I used to, smoke weed and stuff like that, and then I vape, here and there. So I don't know what the real cause is. And I used to, smoke weed with the cars rolled up, just silly things, right? So I don't know what the real cause is, so I can't say it's from my implants, all right? What I can say is that since it ruptured, my right side, oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see it, my shoulder, it's much lighter. And before all that, my neck, I always have neck pain. I'm like, oh my god, my neck and my shoulders. So that's what prompted me to really consider this. Maybe I should probably get, my boobs removed, because it's so heavy now. And at 44, you don't really care if a guy you don't want to be the most sexiest. You don't care about that. I mean, do I still want to look good? Of course I do, right? But it's not gonna be, oh my gosh, because of my boobs or whatever. Because if you've been around the world, you've been around men. Even when I was younger, I had no boobs. I still had a lot of guys who was really attracted to me. And then when you see other women with boobs and people talk about it, and this is because at a certain age range, you are more just discovering new things, right? So I'm just speaking to you younger women. Um, you know, it's gonna be a phase. Am I gonna tell you not to get it? No, because sometimes you gotta experience things for your own self. Do the research. Is the breast implant illness real? I'm not going to say it's not real. Some people do have illnesses, but some people already have illnesses anyway. There's some people who don't even have implants, have the same symptoms. Do you get dizziness? Like, who doesn't freaking get dizziness, right? If you're not eating a certain amount of food, you're not having enough water, or you had too much sugar, you are going to get dizzy, okay? So the only thing that I would probably could say is that my shoulder, my neck and shoulder, it was always annoying, but also I felt like when I was doing more yoga and stretching, my neck and my shoulder was not as bad. And I feel like maybe if you worked out more, then you have more, like, I guess more muscle, right? So you won't feel all that stuff. But even before that, always, you wear, when you're younger, especially when you're younger, your boobs, you always think it's not enough, and you always compare your boobs to other people's boobs, and you always like, oh my gosh, they got boobs, I don't. And these are the sad things that we in this society try to capitalize on, always on body images, body shaming. That's why people, they get depressed because of that. But I can say that once you reach a certain age, you want a man to love you for who you are and not look at you and treat you like a sex object. Okay, and I feel like it could be from being older and being more mature and experienced. And also, if I was, if I had more, I guess, self esteem, probably when I was younger, I would not even care so much. Or, if I knew my value and I knew how to value myself, and if I actually knew how men think, then it probably wouldn't bother me as much. But then I also, let me get some boobs. And yeah, it was cool. It was cool back then, all right? And then the fact that I was annoyed because I was always wearing push-up bras, making my boobs extra perky, and then when you don't have boobs, the more you want to show off your cleavage. And this is a true story. And then when you have boobs, you cover it up more. So what is the freaking point? I don't get it. We're so crazy. So, and then even when you get work done, you always feel insecure. Like, wow, what if I was naturally not like this? If I didn't get the surgery, whatever. Would people still love me? Because people could look so beautiful with the surgery, their nose, lips, eyes, whatever. But then they're always going to have these insecurities because, like, wow, if I didn't get surgery, they wouldn't like me. If I had a flat stomach, if I didn't have boobs, they wouldn't like me. If I didn't had a big butt, they wouldn't like me. If my face wasn't reconstruction, whatever, if I don't look young enough. No, all that doesn't matter. The most important thing is the inside. It's what you are showing the world, right? What energy is vibrating to the world. All right, that is how people are going to see you. And if you know your worth, okay, you build up that self-esteem, that self-worth, that worthiness, and know that you are a high value women, men too. But if you're a man, you should be like, listening to me talk about this, about getting explant, getting my boobs removed, and not thinking about putting anything back in. Because I thought about it. I actually thought about, my boobs too big. I need to get this smaller. I felt that way. But then I'm like, now it ruptured. I'm like, it actually doesn't look that bad. I'm like, do I really want to think about this later when I'm 60? Because mine lasted 14 years, right? So what if if it was smaller, if I did less stuff, would it last longer, right? So I don't know. Do I really want to deal with this when I'm 60? Because, my last one lasted 14 years. I'm 44 now. What if I'm in my 60? Do I really want to deal with this? Especially when you're older, your healing time and stuff, it could be more of an issue. So, you know, those things just, if you know your value and you know your worth, I don't think it matters because men are not going to really love you because of your body. Yes, they're going to want you to be attractive, but the more serious one, the most important thing is, how you treat other people, what's inside of you. Are you beautiful inside, not just outside? How do you treat other people? And mostly, how do you make them feel? Because you see a lot of women and they're probably not the trophy wife looking. She's probably so average, but she got the guy and he's taking care of her, providing for her because she knows the secret on how to make him feel. So if I was younger, I would, if I knew better, I would took that money to, learn how to deal with men relationship, because when you're younger you probably feel, wow, there's a lot of money, but people who invest in themselves, they value themselves more, and they actually in return they become more happier and they have joy inside, because when you have joy inside, you achieve that happiness within, because it's really not happiness is within, but it's more happiness comes from being in joy. Oh, that's a new title of my course creating. So, yeah, I just, want to share this with you all. When you want to get an explant, Google the people, watch their YouTube. I did a couple consultation already. Couple, the one was referred by a girlfriend of mine's. Dr. Ross, he was nice. He was cool, but I always felt like he was kind of like rushing. He was trying to leave the room. Then I had an appointment today with Dr. Everton from Mia Aesthetic. They the price is very, very fair. It was like $4,800 including everything. Then Dr. Ross, it was like 6,000 something. The procedure is $3,500, which is great. But then he's charging you for surgery room $1,000. You own this building or you rent it, and you want to charge me for a surgery room. And then the anesthetic was like $1,500 and an extra $300 for something, whatever that is. And then $32 for, the bra. So those things, like, it kind of annoy you a little bit, Like, why don't just say that the whole thing is this amount? Then Dr. Everton, I met with him today. You read good reviews, you read bad reviews. And I actually like him, in a way. The only thing was that he said, hey, you can get done in 10 minutes, which I thought was cool until I got home. And I reached out to another young lady that got her explant. And then I started doing more research. So it takes about like an hour to 2 hours, depending on your situation. So, those are things that you're going to look at. So if you're going to get an explant, focus on people who's an expert at explant. I think that's a good idea, because then they're probably more, they're more of a specialist in that, like removing the capsule. I saw a video like, oh my gosh, that's gross. The capsule could be attached to your chest. Like, damn. So they do these things to remove it. That was really gross. It was scary. So yeah, that was really scary. That was the worst part. We're like, oh my gosh, do I really regret even having them in? So yeah, I hope this helps. Okay. I hope this video helps. I know it's kind of like jumping all over the place, but it's just something that I wanted to share. Even if it's just for myself, or, if I can help the young ladies, because another thing is that, when men cheat, always look at the girls that they cheat with. The women they cheat is not always the one that looks better than you. It's because she made him feel good. Okay? So remember that. So when you see these girls, they're all beautiful and whatever, because sometimes there's a price to her. And yet, yeah, sometimes she may have low self-esteem. You know that she has that type of, reputation that she's a little hoe or whatever. She's just giving up to everyone. I totally understand. But many times the women that the guy cheats on with, it's butt ugly, or like just, oh my god, worse than average. I'm sorry if I'm talking to anyone that's like that, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of times I see that the men cheat, and this is from personal experience that I know and heard of. The girl they cheat on with looks not as good as you or the other person that they cheated on. Okay, you're always expecting, wow, she's so much beautiful, she's much smarter, she got bigger boobs, she got a big butt. She may have a big butt and she probably doesn't look as beautiful as you. She must have big boobs and she may not look as beautiful. Or she may look beautiful and she's probably really skinny. Or she may look beautiful or she's probably, has a lot of extra weight on her. Like, so you see, you have to think about these things and just know your value, know your worth. All right. And again, I am not going to say I regret. I can't, because if I never done it, I would probably be my girlfriend's like, oh, wow, I want to get my boobies done. I want to get my boobies done. It's almost like you getting in a situation like a relationship or a marriage, right? People, they see the glory, they see the sunshine and the rainbows, but they don't see the journey of it. All right. All right, ladies. I hope this helped. You can message me or leave a comment. I would love to answer any questions. If I can get to it, or if it's in the right source, in the right place, so don't think I'm ignoring you, but I just want to share that with you. Bye.